Disclaimer: I do not condone the use of nuclear weapons in the real world.
Hello you lovely people and welcome. Now I'm going to show you something a little bit more light-hearted, not in the sense of, well, it's called nuclear option. Don't mean that kind, as in that's light-hearted, but I mean as in playing wise, not anything too intense. It's more laid back, easier to use, and a hell of a lot of fun online. So yeah, nuclear option caught my eye a couple of times just for the name alone. It's had a couple of updates since, even since I bought it. They've added the Ifrit here, which is taken on the YF23 / SU27 / F22 kind of vibe, maybe even SU57, and we'll get to look at that shortly. They do have a roadmap. As you can see, it's early access, so it's not even version 1 yet. Development roadmap. So we've got coming soon, expanded mission editor features, additional ground units, additional control customization, more destructible interactable environment, balanced tweaks for existing content, more official missions, detailed cockpit for SFB-81, more on that shortly, additional ships, additional bomb and missile types. In development, expanded modding support, campaign system, which is the only thing that's really sorely needed in this playability wise at the moment, graphical improvements, AI improvements, more sound improvements, additional multiplayer balancing features. And then in the concept stage we've got VTOL and utility aircraft, drones, VR implementation, so yes, sadly no VR in this, only head tracker, more weapon types, additional nuclear weapons types, and additional maps. Now let's go and have a look at the aircraft, shall we? We'll go into the encyclopedia, let that load, and go straight to the aircraft. So the first one is a CI-22 Cricket. Yeah, get wicked on you. I hope that wasn't a wasted reference. So basically an Edgeley Optica / Bronco crossover with some very cranked wings. This is your starter aircraft. When you go into multiplayer, there's a good balancing system of you can't just go straight in, get your heavy hitters and nuke the map before anybody gets a chance to do anything. Everyone starts off a level playing field, and as you progress you use different types of aircraft. You'll start off with a Cricket. Once you've destroyed enough targets, you'll increase a level, and then you'll be able to use aircraft after that, which is, I think, is a great idea, because yeah, fair enough, some people may implement that you can just go straight into the big aircraft, the bombers and stuff. Others will implement this to make it more of a level playing field, which is quite nice. So that's the Cricket. Now we have the TA-30 Compass. Now this thing, from certain angles, has a sort of SU-25 TA-50 kind of cross hybrid type thing going on. Non-afterburning engines, so it's not the fastest jet on the game, can carry a decent payload, and not a bad aircraft to fly. Next is the SAH-46 Chicane, which is kind of an Apache / Comanche crossover, I would say, with some extra bits on the wings. Very fun to fly, and nicely configured. It got the IR suppression systems at the back, which blows hot air up into the rotor wash, dispersing it, trying to hide the heat signature, and we'll look into that a bit more once we get in. After that we've got the FS-12 Revoker. Now this is a JF17/Gripen crossover. Very fast, single afterburning engine, can carry a decent load for air to air and can carry air to ground. Next is the KR67 Ifrit. Like I say, it's YF 22, 23, SU27-ish front end, SU57 sort of shape as well. Double afterburning engines and thrust vectoring. Carrier capable. You can have the hook on or off, and very fast. Get one side of the map to the other very quickly if needed. Now this one is an absolute abomination. EW25 Medusa. Can you guess what this one's speciality could be? So yeah, we've got a sort of B2 tacit blue E2 kind of amalgamation there with VTOL. Now the VTOL's not really working properly at the moment as it's in the concept stage, but we do have like Pegasus nozzles on either side, and we can also turn this into an AWACS if needed. Now this is the SFB 81 Dark Reach. Now this is the heavy hitting nuclear bomber, capable of carrying what I would class as a MOAB, and also I think it's 250 kiloton nuclear missiles or bombs. We'll look at armament when we get into it. So look at vehicles. This is the same for both sides at the moment. So we've got LCV 45 recon truck, AFV8 APC, linebacker APC, AFV8 IFV, linebacker IFV, AFV8 mobile air defense, linebacker SAM or air defense, main battle tank, T9 K41 bolt strike, Aero Sentry Spag, FGA 57 Anvil, Stratolance R9 launcher, HLT munitions truck, HLT fuel truck, and HLT radar truck, and then last but not least the flatbed and the tractor. Ships, we have a Shard class corvette, something I suppose similar to the Littoral class, but this one works. And then we've got the Hyperion class carrier, which is a futuristic looking Kuznetsov basically. And then back to the Shard. And we can take a look at buildings, I suppose. We've got a pillbox, hardened aircraft shelters, medium aircraft hangar, helipads, refinery structure, radar station, control tower, large factory, vertical factory, storage tank, aircraft rivetment, vehicle depot, enrichment plant, small platform, large platform, sloped flat platform. So yeah, those are the kind of targets that you're going after ground pounding wise. And then on to missiles. So we've got infrared missile S1, pretty much so it does what it says on the tin. Then we've got another infrared missile. This is the MMR S3. We've got radar, air-to-air missile 29 Scythe, air-to-ground 48, kind of Hellfire-ish in a way. Ground-to-ground missile, which is probably launched from one of the vehicles back there. AGM-68, kind of Maverickish. PAB 250, which is like the JDAM. GPO 500, GBU basically. Another GBU, GPO 2P Auger. PAB 80 LR glide bomb. Is it Alchems that we use that are very similar to this? I think this is based off of that. air launch missile C-450, and then we've got cruise missile ALND-4. This carries a 20 kiloton nuclear warhead. Demolition bomb, basically a MOAB. Ram-45, brimful of Asher. This is vertically launched missile effective against aerial radar, returns at a range of up to 15 kilometers an hour. So this is obviously a SAM missile. Stratolance R9, and this is a long range, another SAM. This one being radar homing. And this is the linchpin. This is a firing rocket. Then we've got the GPON 1.5 kiloton. This is a guided thermonuclear bomb. So yeah, when below 150 meters or 500 feet altitude, there's an 8-second delay to detonation. And then you've got the GPON 250 kiloton. Again, we have well, it's guided. Detonates after a time delay of 16 seconds when below 500 meters or 1,650 feet. Then we've got ARAD 116. This is a SAM, a harm. So basically, this is what you'd use to attack SAM sites. And then we're back to IRM S1. Now, a couple of things that they've added. Well, there is a mission editor. I'll show you that pretty quickly. So let's just load one that's already built. So you can add aircraft, vehicles, ships, buildings, factions. You can put restrictions in, mission settings, environment. So you can change different times of day, weather and stuff. Objectives, the map itself, roads, and toggle camera clipping. So there's more to come on that sense. There is a multiplayer. As you can see, we've got players in at the moment, maximum of 16, so that's 8 aside. Or you can play full 16 on one side against a environment, against a computer faction. A lot of fun. Sometimes they have dogfights, guns only. That's always a good one to join. So let's go to missions. I'm going to go on to free flight and select that. When you get in, you get the choice of two factions. So you've got Scali Defence Force, or BDF, or you've got Primeva Armed Liberation Alliance, or PALA. In this case, I will join. Let's go for PALA because they have the aircraft carrier. So you've got different places you can spawn from. So you've got a highway strip, which is places where the cricket and the TA-30 will take off from. Then you've got General Airport there, Hyperion class carrier, and then further back here you'll have a proper air base. Okay, and this you can fly everything from here. So we'll click the air base, select aircraft. So we're going to do a quick flight in the cricket. Now, one thing they have added since the last update is a pay system. I'm guessing this is going to be part of possibly a career path or something. Once you get to a certain rank, you can buy certain aircraft and things like that. So yeah, you've got your cricket, designed for counterinsurgency operations and low intensity battlefields. The CI-22 cricket features robust landing gear and short takeoff and landing capability, allowing it to operate from unprepared fields. While lacking in speed and survivability, that word being taking priority there, the CI-22 possesses remarkable agility and the ability to mount an array of weapon types. So you can't go nuclear with this one, and you can go on to onto the workshop, and you can download different camos as well, different liveries if you so wish, and you could do that there. And then you change your munitions here. So internal guns, we have, you can go empty or you can take the 12.7 ammunition. Got like the Bronco, we have some sponson pylons. On there we've got linchpin rockets, 7 of. On the inner wings we've got the Hellfire type missiles. We can change that to something a little bit bigger, so say a Maverick. And then on the outer, see the like little pods, not pylons at all, we can equip gun pods, more linchpins. I've got watch your gross weight, AGM-48, smaller Hellfire, or if you really want to go defensive, you can go for infrared missiles. Now this thing doesn't dogfight very well, trust me. So if you think you're going to try and take on somebody, take the IRM's S1s and hope for the best. I'm going to change that to AGM-48s. At least we've got something a little bit different there. So we started off inside a hardened aircraft shelter, as you can see. Looking inside the cockpit, as you can see, it is early access. The screens are not working at the bottom. Nothing's clickable. It's all key bound or button bound on your HOTAS. Got a little map. Up in the top right is your weapon selection and your countermeasures. Now start the engine. Tweak the throttle forward a little bit. This thing doesn't carry a radar. We can fly at night. We've got NGVs here for that. Okay, and let's taxi out. Okay, runway is just there. Let's check we can change the view. As you can see, a bit of a weird looking thing, but it attacks convoys quite well, so not a bad little aircraft really. And we've got a drive-by or fly-by camera as well. Nose gear oleo doesn't seem to be on the wheel, on the nose wheel there. There are little bugs and stuff that need squishing, but like I say, the fun factor of this game, and it is a game, is the thing that really puts this above everything else, really. Another fun thing that they've added, that's a refueling browser. If there are no refueling browsers on the airfield when you land to refuel rearm, you don't get any fuel. So you need to land somewhere where there's fuel and there's armament, so you'll need to find an ammo truck as well. So that just makes the game that little bit more difficult, and doesn't have people spamming heavy weapons constantly over and over and over again. You can only use them if they're there. Okay, this is pretty much the same HUD all round. As far as I'm aware, it looks the same. Okay, so we're going to go for a straight off takeoff. Okay, and that little diamond that you've got front wherever I look. You use that to select your targets. To 120 and we'll rotate. Okay. Gear up. And we're good to go. Now I'm not going to go across the map looking for something to blow up. I will just go for something localised, so might as well go back to the airfield that we were at. Flares, go outside view. Okay. There is another option. There are such things as instead of flares, instead of chaff, you use a jamming device that you can only use for so long, and then you have to let go, let it charge back up again. So what we've got here, we've got gun. Sounds good. So we've got lynch pins. Let's give them a whirl. Target is a helipad. Okay, we've got a cratered and broken helipad now, so that can't be used. AGM 68's Mavericks basically. Let's see what can we use this on. Okay, and that's another helipad destroyed. And now let's try the Hellfires out. Don't really have a target at the moment. I'll go for the refueling truck. Refueling truck destroyed. Okay, bring us back into land and we'll load up our next aircraft. Okay, so we have next we have the TA-30 Compass. I'm going to buy that. As you can see, anything with a downloaded livery has workshop under it. That's Tornado Electronic Combat and Reconnaissance livery from either Italy or Germany. We have a Pala tricolour. And this is what I mean by looking a little bit like an Su-25, only from certain angles though. And again, we've got a 25mm gun pod in the weapons bay, which you can see under there, but we can swap out. This one can actually carry nuclear weapons, so we'll stick a 1.5 kiloton GPO-N. I would use a 250, but I don't think we'd get away from the blast quick enough. And so look at we have GPO 500s. Mid pylons will go for PAB 80LRs, and then the outer wings will go for the PAB 250s. Okay, so we've got JDAMs, two different kinds of guided missile, and in the internal we've got a nuclear. Again, we've started off inside the hardened aircraft shelter, advanced the throttle to start the engines. I know this won't be everybody's cup of tea, but this is one of those games where playability trumps the way it looks and the interactions, basically. This is just a sort of an escapism away from the more heavier stuff that I'm used to doing. But I'm hoping at some stage they might make things clickable in the cockpit. That would be nice, just to get some sort of basic engine starting procedure. But then again, keeping it simple, just using the buttons on the flight yoke and flight stick and throttle, again, doesn't bother me too much. Look at this one on the outside. Okay, not a bad looking aircraft. As you can see, pulling the throttle right back gives you the air brake. Right, just switched up the countermeasures up there in the top right, and you can see it says radar jammer. So if you get locked on by a radar seeking SAM site, you can use the jammer to try and break that lock. Again, cockpit inside is nowhere near complete. It is early access, but at this stage it's one of those games that the playability and the functions are way ahead of the development of the aircraft themselves, which is nice to see. Okay, there you go, there's a jammer. This aircraft doesn't carry a radar. So, we've got PAB 80 LRs, which long range, we can fire those off from quite a distance. PAB 250 is a little bit closer. That you can just drop anywhere basically, and those take a little bit more. We'll start with the PAB 250s and getting nailed by a radar. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, the little red lines denote that I'm being tracked or searched, being searched by radar. So let's go for the 250s. Just need to get the plumb line on top of the target. 3, 2, 1, poof poof. See them tracking there. Boom. No more helipad. Go for this helipad here. Speed up. GPO 500s. Again, it's just a matter of getting the plumb line on the target. There we go. Get ready for the boom. And there we are. So let's go for what we're going to use next. So we've got the nuclear weapon or PAB 80s. I use the PAB 80s on the refueling truck simply because they're not exactly the most powerful weapon out of all of them. Get nailed again. Right, this is just a matter of release. They should just glide to the target, hopefully. Let's track them. Boom. Yep, destroyed the fuel tanker, and let's get this 1.5 kiloton nuke off and go on to the next aircraft. I won't be doing this for every aircraft, I'm just showing you the weapons as I go along. I don't need much of a target here, but we'll go for that hangar there. And 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, and we're out of the blast zone, so we're alright. There we go. Tactical nukes, pretty nifty, I've got to say. Next aircraft. Next up we have the SAH-46 Chicane. So, $35 million. So I have a strange little workshop livery, which is Swedish but got Royal Air Force roundels and a shark. Okay, let's buy that. Chin turret. We've got high explosive 30mm rounds. Internal bays. We have the there could be Hydras, there could be Hellfires, actually, thinking about that. Go for the 68. What haven't we used? Gun. Actually, we'll go for the gun pods, just something a little bit different. And we'll take missiles, although we're not really going to be using them. Right, let's load this bad boy up and fly it. Okay, so there's in the settings you can set auto hover and things like that. I've taken all of that off because where's the fun in that if you do that sort of thing. So let's look outside. Okay, it's a mean looking thing. Looks a bit silly with this livery, but hey ho. Get it started. As you can see, that infrared exhaust suppression system is coming into play. And once I get off the ground, we'll track the gear. You'll find that most of my shooting abilities will be handed off to my gunner, and he'll complete them when I command them. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's get off the ground. Pull back on the stick a little bit. Okay, get ourselves up a little ways. Be up a little bit higher before the gear will allow me to retract. Okay, hovering is not too difficult, as you can imagine. Downwash effects look superb, I've got to say. Very impressive. Okay, so let's get our weapons sorted. Sounds are pretty good as well. Okay, so we've got the rotary gun. Okay, so if I click on this helipad here, will he shoot at that? Yep. The gunner will... God, it really kicks as well. That's pretty cool. Nice reaction there. AGM 48's optical from internals. Boom. Okay, and we've got auto cannons. What can we use this on? We've got to be careful in this not to push the throttle too hard, because you get an RPM warning. Around about 75% I find is more comfortable. Oh, I know what we can use the auto cannons on. That. Wow. Nice ricocheting effect as well. And then you've got your missiles either side. Just lay them off. Let them do what they're going to do. Get the gear down. We're going to land this on the runway. Get on to the next aircraft.
Raise gear.
No, I'm not going to raise gear. Be nice if I could get a view in front of me. Not as easy as you would think. Well, at least not for me anyway. There we go. Right, up next we have the FS12 Revoker, or Jeff as I've nicknamed it, and I haven't actually downloaded any liveries for that, so we'll just have to go with what we've got. Now this primarily is an air-to-air platform, got high explosive 20mm, got Scythe rockets, radar guided missiles, brain fart there. And we've got infrared homing MMR S3s, and then on the wingtips we have some more AAM-29 scythes. So I'm not going to be able to do much with this because there aren't any there aren't any targets floating around, so get this thing moving, get to the runway, get up. can see you've got a nice bubble canopy, looks like it's been ripped off of the F22 or more like F16. Forward canards and wings look like they've been taken from the Gripen, but there are elements of the JF17 in this that I can see. And then we've got afterburning engines and what look like Soviet style air brakes, like something from a MiG-21. Automatic flap system as well. Cinematic camera is a bit choppy, I will say that. Okay, have a quick look round. Two small intakes either side, feed that single engine. Okay, so brakes are on, release afterburner. Guessing this thing won't take much to get off the ground. Okay. Level. And see if it will cope with a hard pull. And that does. Nice high explosive rounds there from Vulcan / Avenger gun there. Size of radar homing, so you will need that radar on. We'll release those now anyway, all 4 of them. And then we've got those 2, and also the infrared ones as well. We're blacking out there for a second. Next up is the KR-67 Ifrit. As you can see, we are in the hangar on the aircraft carrier. So, change the go for digital winter, similar to the Su-57's livery. So internally we can carry the 27mm ammunition there. Forward bay, we can actually go nuclear with that. We can carry 250 kiloton if we so wish. Well, 2 of them. It's a bit excessive, so 500 kilotons there in one drop. But yeah, you got PAB 250s, GPO 500s, GPON 1.5s, and 250. No point in me loading this thing up with any of that. So I'm just going to show you the carrier, and we have the tail hook on because we will try to land on it afterwards. Take the fuel state down by that, fly. Okay, so the lifters come down to collect, but for the moment that's about as far as it goes. Okay, so we are now on deck. Externally, I think it looks superb for whoever designed this. I think they've done a fantastic job. Certainly looks like it can do the job. It's taken the elements of everything pretty much that we've seen over the past 30 years. So let's get the engine started back inside and get ourselves positioned for takeoff. fairly light in the grand scheme of things, so I don't need this takeoff point. This one though will be the one. So as you can see, it's more of a futuristic Kuznetsov here. Now the thing to let you know is that everything so far is automatic. The hook will drop on approach. Obviously don't need a launch by catapult, so it's just hit the brakes, throttle up a little bit, then throttle up, take brakes off, afterburners. For now this is how it is. Whether it will change or not I don't know. So let's throttle up slightly, 50%, brakes off, let's go for afterburner. Okay, and we're up. Gear up. And I've been nailed by radar already. See the chaff dispensers there. I mean, it's not completely in line. Obviously that's bugged. We worked on at some stage. Did that just punch a hole in the cloud? Okay, and we'll make our way back to the carrier in a second. Thought they may have had some weird physics there to holes in the clouds. That would be something. Okay, whoa, pushing it a little bit too hard there. Okay, what's the fuel state like? 20%. Okay, carrier's down there. Make it my aim to get down on the deck now. Bridges look good. Look like hopefully they'll be able to blow them up to stop convoys getting supplies from one side of the map to the other, or even to get armour from one side to the other. Gear is out. Could be interesting. My first carrier landing. Going way too fast. Don't want to hit the stern. I've done that before. Did I just can that? Oh no, I made it. It sounded like I actually smashed the aircraft up. I caught the number 1 wire. Yeah, I was a little bit too low there. Anyway, that's me on the deck, and that is the Ifrit shown. Up next we've got this weird and wonderful beast, the EW-25 Medusa. Now, this is electronic warfare, obviously. Cross between B2, Tacit Blue, and E2, and Harrier-ish with the engines. So let's go through the armament. So we can equip a 120 kilowatt high energy laser in the nose here, which is what this lens is at the front. Or we can take that out, so it's just a lens with nothing in it. In the weapons bay, we can carry. We'll go for the ALMC 450s because I've not launched them yet. Dorsal mount, we can add a radome, so it gives us all aspect radar capable of spotting aircraft even at altitude as low as 16 feet. Let's see, we've got Growler config at the moment. We've got jamming pods on either wing, and we'll take those. No, actually we'll keep them on. And the outer wings, we have some harms, so if we want to take out any radars we could. Now we're over the gross weight, so can we change that to just one each, and even still that's over. I'm not going to fire them, so might as well go empty. Are they lighter? They are. So you can carry some infrared if you think you've got a chance in dogfighting. Bit different. And what we've got in ways of livery, we'll go for all black. So we'll buy that. Let's get in. Okay, that irritating sound is the hanger for the doors. So looking around, as you can see, we're not quite up and running cockpit wise. We do have a couple of screens that give us all our information, and we have, I'll switch the radar on and off. It also gives us nozzle position, which at the moment I'm not using because as I said before, it is just concept at the moment. It's not fully working. So let's get the engine started. And this is a 4-seater, like the Prowler. Let's get this thing out on the apron. Outside view. As you can see, this thing is quite weird. Got auxiliary intake doors open at the front. Just make our way out onto the runway. Okay, let's go up in the air and have a look at some of these other weapons. Okay, stop here, spool up. Brakes off, let's go. Okay, you can see the nozzle has automatically set itself. Now the gear's up, it will transition to fully behind, but you can change it so that you control it. So that's the laser. Got here ALM2 C450s. So let's we've got here one of the ships. Okay, and I've got to say the screen for that actually looks pretty decent. Let's launch that bad boy. Take it, this thing's got an engine and it's not just a glide bomb. Around a little bit more. Yep, there we go. So it's on transit to hit what is basically a littoral class ship. Boom. Wow. Look at the fireworks. Quite chuffed with that. And also, depending on where your throttle is, depends on where your nozzle is. So they've completely automated that. That's changed because I had that set up as an actual set up as one of my controls, so that's all different now. With radar jamming pods, what you do there is you just pull the trigger, because it's obviously not running off the same capacitor. Well, it is running off the same capacitor, but it's not using as much juice. What else we got? Obviously we've got those. I need to add that the damage models are absolutely superb on these as well. You will break into small bits if you get hit. So yeah, just be wary. And the ejector seats work well as well. So where are we going? Where should we go? Let's eject. Oh, all four of us got out okay. There it goes. Right, so this brings us on to our final aircraft, the SFB-81 Dark Reach. Yeah, it's a bit of a beast. Looks a bit Thunderbird 2-ish. Just got really long wings in comparison. So, what can we load this bad boy out with? We can fit in 8 AGM 68s, or we can do the same with the outer. But what I like to do is actually use a demolition bomb in the inner weapons. Outer weapons, I'm going to set let's see, let's go for the 250 kiloton nuclear weapons. Okay, and let's see if we can, let's go and change that up to desert camo. Buy that, fly. Okay, get the engine started. And this is what it meant by the SFM 81, I think it was called. Well, anyway, the Dark Reach cockpit is in progress at the moment, and so all we have is this screen on the front. And believe me, all we need at the moment is this screen. So let's get our way out here. We'll make a pass, use a demolition bomb, and then we'll finish off the video. Well, this part of the video with the 250 kiloton. I'll set 1000 kiloton, I'll drop all four in one go. So, let's have a look outside. You can see, just a bit of a beast. Very, very beastie. Could this be what the Chinese H-20 is going to look like? Who knows? Or the Pak-Da from Russia. Who knows what they might do? But this is very impressive. You've got IR suppression with the over-the-top fin there. Air brakes like the B2 on either wing. See, that's your rudder control when you're in the air, just like the B2. So we've got the demolition bomb set up there. Choose a target before we take off. We're going to circle around, drop that. Maybe I won't, because we can't, because the weapons don't activate until we're off the ground and the gear is up. Let's go! Rotate now. And we're up. Brakes on. Gear up. Okay, so we have the demo bomb there. Choose them. Is it wise choosing the tower? Building there, I suppose. We'll use that. Yeah, there's a big old building there. And there's the bomb inside the bomb bay. I'll check that out. Right. Okay, that's a big old building. We're taking that one out, will we? Okay, we need to climb up a little bit. Don't really want to be in any sort of blast zone. Get the plumb line on. 3, 2, 1. Boom. No, it didn't drop. Did it? Oh, it did. Okay, well that definitely demolished. Whoa, definitely demolished. Oh, it took the control tower out as well. Jeez. Okay. Oh well, let's go for the nuclear bombs. Why not? Do I really need to pick a target? I don't think it's going to matter where I aim these. Wow, the cloud from that is still going up. Oh, I've dropped the ball. Yeah, I'm not going to get out of the exclusion zone yet. Oh, well, here it comes. Oh, yeah, that was insane. Right, okay, so my final bit of the review. Just a summary. Yeah, it's currently priced at $14.99, and that is probably one of the best $14.99 you'll spend in a while, because this game is just so much fun. It really is that good. You may not like the aesthetics, playability just absolutely brilliant, proper good laugh. It's nice to get away from the serious side of simming to, you know, jump into something like this and not have to worry about all the in-depth stuff. I mean, like I say, that might come later. I don't know what these guys have got sort of in the pipeline after adding these bits and pieces that they've got on their roadmap. But the reviews on Steam are very positive, and I can see why. I mean, it was released only in October of last year, and it's already come a long way. They've already added more aircraft. So Shockfront Studios are doing a fantastic job. They don't seem to be backing down at any stage at the moment, and I'm getting incremental updates every week to 2 weeks. So people are on the ball, are doing their job, and they're doing a fantastic job of it. The Ifrit is just a brilliant add-on, so much fun, as is all of the aircraft, even the Dark Reach, considering the sparse cockpit. But the weaponry side of things, I think they've got absolutely nailed. That atomic blast that I just got, well, nuclear blast I should say, that I just got wiped out with. At least it's realistic in a way. I mean, don't expect this to be sim level, you know, but it's not to the point where it's arcade. It sort of mixes the two, it amalgamates the two, and it's its own thing. A lot of fun, and I thoroughly recommend it. It may not be your thing, it may be, but I can honestly say, being from a serious simmer side of things, this is a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm going to leave it here, and if you've got this far, thank you for watching, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.